we celebrating her body? Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't gonna be awesome if she gets diabetes. There's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight.
That was Jillian Michaels in that intro, and I'm not sure why they were talking about Lizzo, but they chose to talk about her, and what she said ended up causing a very big uproar because it came off as very fatphobic, right, or body shaming or fat shaming. And I get it, and I understand why so many people are upset. And I'll repeat what she said in case you didn't catch it. Jillian said, "Why are we celebrating Lizzo's body? Why does it matter?" That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes. And this is one of those times where I think it's not what you said, is how you said it, right? I think that Jillian's opinion isn't necessarily the most wild and outrageous thing to say. It's the way she said it that was just terrible and probably should have been like checked with PR or whoever she has manager. She should have never said it like that because it comes off a terrible way. Now, me personally, I've never in my entire life heard the name Jillian Michaels before up until 2 days ago, right? So I'm not here to defend her. I don't really care about her. Like most people, I think we can all agree before we get into the part where we disagree on our opinions and we have like a back and forth about some things. I would like to assume that none of us cares about Jillian Michaels. I think we can all agree that she is the least important part of this entire conversation. No one really cares about her, and I'm sure when this entire topic is over, no one will care about her. She'll be forgotten again, just like she was before this whole thing came up. It just so happens to be that she is the one who opened this dialogue for this topic that many people, including myself now, have decided to weigh in on. No pun intended. And the reason her name even holds weight in this topic is because Jillian Michaels is a fitness expert. Her entire career is based off of health and fitness. She's been a judge or a host on that one show, The Biggest Loser, right? So she knows what she's talking about when it comes to health, I imagine. So it's probably why she's so passionate and opinionated on this entire topic, because when it comes to Lizzo, for some weird reason, everything she does comes back to her weight. No matter what she's doing or what she's done, it always comes back to the weight of Lizzo, to the point where it almost seems like an obsession and a justification for anything that Lizzo does. She could go around punching grandmas, and if you say anything negative about the fact that she's punching grandmas, the first thing you're going to get called is a fatphobe or a body shamer, or you're only saying that because she's big, when that's not the case. I remember not too long ago, one of the very first times that Lizzo even did anything that caught my eye or my attention in a headline was when she was at, I think, a Lakers game, an NBA game, right, live in front of millions of people. She decided that she, for some reason, was going to purchase front row seats, not to just enjoy the game. She wanted to make a statement or showcase her cheeks to the world. Millions of people are watching, and she decided to hop up, turn around, and showcase the fact that her cheeks were not covered by any clothing at all. She had on a thong, and she decided to start twerking. And when people critiqued that, and people said that was wrong, it immediately turned into the fact that, well, if such and such did this, and if such and such did that, there wouldn't be any complaints, which isn't true. It's not true. I don't care who you are, right? You shouldn't be at an NBA game buying tickets to the front row just so you can show the world your cheeks. You can do that on your own time. Like, that's not the place for it. If they ask you to perform and that's what you decide to wear for your performance, that's A-okay. But for you to go out on your own will and get front row seats to the most popular team in the NBA right now just to do something like that, make a publicity stunt, that's not appropriate. I don't care if you're Cardi B, I don't care if you're Beyonce, right? If they did the same thing, if they hopped up in the middle of a game, turned around and revealed that they weren't wearing anything on the backside of their ass in the middle of a game, that would be a problem. It's not about if you look good or if you look this way or if you're my type or you're not my type and it's okay. It's not about that at all, but that's where the topic went. Because if Beyonce did it, it would still look trashy, right? I don't care what size you are. If you did it, it's trashy. Why are you doing that in an NBA game? It's not appropriate behavior. But when Lizzo did, fans came out in flocks to defend her and say it was okay, when in reality it's not okay. And I promise you, if it was someone else, because I remember when Snoop Dogg had a performance. He actually got paid to perform. He brought strippers out, right? Halftime performance, he brought strippers with him. It was a big controversy. People were upset. Like, oh, what are you doing? That's not appropriate for a game of basketball. But suddenly when Lizzo does it without being paid to perform, without being asked to come, then it's okay because she's a bigger person, and that's not okay. I promise you, it's a two-sided tale. It's a double standard, because I can tell you this now. If DJ Khaled, right, if he decided to get front row seats to a game and then waited till a camera was on to hop his potato body up and turn around and showcase the fact that he didn't have any boxes on, I promise you, the topic would be entirely different. The opinions would all switch and sway. And just for proof that there is in fact a double standard, the fact that I just called DJ Khaled potato body is okay. Some people probably laughed, some people probably didn't, but no one is offended. If I said the exact same thing about Lizzo right now, I would get canceled. You would see all kinds of comments and tweets. Oh, look at this guy. He's a fat shaming, hating woman. Like, it would be gross. But the fact that I say about DJ Khaled is okay. And the reason I know it is because DJ Khaled and other performers like Rick Ross and such have been getting fat shamed forever now with no complaint. I've never seen an article about people fat shaming or body shaming DJ Khaled. I've never seen an article about people fat shaming or body shaming Rick Ross. And they've been getting fat jokes for years. But for some reason, when it comes to Lizzo, suddenly it's a whole topic. It's a whole it's a movement. It's a whole movement to defend what is actually just trashy behavior. No matter who you are, it's trashy behavior. You can be tall, skinny, short, fat, green, blue, purple. It does not matter. Doing something like that should be normally considered trashy. And like I said, all these people who've come out to defend Lizzo and turn this into a whole thing and make it like a movement and a hashtag and to cancel this, cancel that, all turned to Waldo when it was happening to Cali. All turned to Waldo when it was happening to Rick Ross. When it came time to defend those two individuals, we couldn't find you. We couldn't see you. We didn't know where you were. But suddenly you're here now. Now you all of a sudden are offended because it's Lizzo. I got two examples, two tweets. There was this time there was this DJ Khaled lookalike. He dove off stage into the crowd, and there was this girl who allowed this scream like her life was in jeopardy. We all laughed, we all made jokes, and we all knew he probably shouldn't be doing that. Then you fast forward, there was this clip of Lizzo diving off of a chair onto a table and putting it out of his misery like she was a Dudley boy. And suddenly, jokes became not okay. Suddenly, jokes became a problem. Suddenly, it should be okay that she's doing that. And if you dare say, maybe that wasn't a good idea, now you're a fatphobe, now you're canceled. And that's because it's not about body shaming. Because if it was about body shaming, we would have had that same message for the Cali clip as we did for Lizzo, but we didn't. It's never been about body shaming. It's about defending Lizzo because you love Lizzo. It's not about you caring so much about people being body shamed or fat shamed, which you should, right? You should feel that way, but you don't. It's only very specific about people you like and people you don't see as a punching bag that you can laugh at. There was a quote on this topic from some chick named, I think, Jay Bohair or something like that. She's talking to Whoopi Goldberg. And they were talking about this Lizzo versus Michaels thing. And they were on some show that I don't watch and I'll never watch. Joy said something along the lines of Michaels can have her entitled opinion, but everybody can't be a skinny B. That was on the topic of body shaming. Everybody can't be a skinny trick. Wouldn't that literally still be body shaming? Aren't you still body shaming skinny people now? Why in the topic of body shaming is it okay and acceptable for her to say everybody can't be a skinny trick? But if you flipped it and said, oh, you're entitled to your opinion, but everybody can't be a fat trick, then it would be canceled again, right? Because body shaming only works one way, no? Apparently, because nobody's coming for Joy. There's not a group of people making the movement hashtag about Joy trying to cancel her for body shaming skinny people. Body shaming is body shaming, right? Or is it only body shaming depending on the gender? Is it only body shaming depending on the people you like? Is it only body shaming if they're big? Is it only body shaming if they're like, when is it decided what is body shaming as opposed to attacking skinny people? You know who I think is the fault for the mentality of body shaming only going one way? I blame Monique. And I know the last time you probably heard about Monique was she was crying about a Netflix special or something like that, right? Well, if you don't know, well before Monique was trying to cry her way into a special on Netflix, she was like the pioneer, the face of the big girl movement, right? Big girls are powerful, big girls are beautiful, big girls are great, which is fine. No one has a problem with her saying those things, but the problem that I had with it was Monique also, in the process of trying to uplift big girls, specifically girls, not even men as far as I know, it was only girls. She also took that time to also trash skinny girls as if being skinny made you a bitch and it made you a terrible person, it made you horrible, right? She shamed them and everybody like applauded, like, good job, tell those skinny girls about themselves, right? And those all hidden and acceptable under the disguise of big girls are beautiful and being that big is okay and you can be confident and be that big. That's what Monique was preaching. You can be that big and you can be comfortable in your own skin and you can accept that as your body weight. There's nothing wrong with it, and forget what all these skinny people are trying to tell you. You don't have to lose weight. Just be proud of who you are. And then what Monique did was, once that movement kind of died down and she kind of moved out of the picture, like the spotlight, Monique then took all the money she made from that movement and that powerful statement to sneak into a gym and get a membership. Monique hasn't been big in years. I ain't heard her talk about weight since God knows how long. She took that money from that and then became exactly what she was saying was trash and what she hated and what she thought was like not the standard and people shouldn't like care about them. She took that and became literally one of them. And then stop talking about the whole topic. If I was somebody that looked up to Monique, I would be very confused. If I was still big and she sat there and lost like 200 pounds and then quietly lived her life, I would be confused. She told me it was okay. She told me it was beautiful. So why are you making that change if you really believe that? Why did you need to change so drastically? I thought that was okay and cool. What was the issue? You can make an argument she was only saying those things because that's what she was at the time, and as soon as she moved away from it, suddenly being a healthier person was more important to her. Or you could just argue that she was just pandering to that crowd to make as much money as she could, and it's not the first time I've seen that type of thing get pandered to. If you don't remember, I remember Drake, right? Drake said, all my girls are BBW. Something like that, right? Oh, he only loves BBWs, right?
Yeah, that's right. I like my girls BBW. Yeah, type that wanna suck you dry and then eat some lunch with you.
That was like 6 years ago. I'll pay anybody. You show me a picture of Drake with a BBW since then, any picture of him hanging out with a bigger chick, right? Not like a fan picture, not like a meet and greet. Drake doesn't like BBWs. Clearly it's not his type. I don't know why he said it, right? Other than what? To pander at the time because that was popular. Since Drake said that, I'm pretty sure we've all seen him in more pictures with underage girls than we have with big body women, but that's a different topic for a different day. What I want to focus on is the fact that people seem to ignore that, yeah, being overweight is unhealthy. Being underweight is also super unhealthy. They're both unhealthy. It's not like an either or. You can be average weight. You can be there's a middle ground. There's not like overweight or underweight. People ignore that. So if you say, hey man, that person's overweight, they think that you mean they should be skinny and like breathing through like a straw. No. You can be average weight. There's a middle ground, I promise you. And that's what I think that entitled opinion expert was trying to say, but said horribly, is that being overweight is unhealthy. No matter if you love yourself or not, it is unhealthy. We're not saying that like someone has to change. No one's saying like this is wrong. I don't think anyone's trying to say that being overweight is wrong. And I don't think anyone's trying to say being underweight is right. I think her whole point was this is unhealthy. As a fitness expert, that is how she saw things, right? This is unhealthy, and that's what she was trying to say. Because no matter how you look at it, I'm all for, right? Let's say it's before I even get into that. Let's say it's I'm all for self-confidence, right? I love self-confidence. Be proud of who you are no matter what you look like. If you think that look is good for you, then it's good for you. Don't care about what other people say. No one's trying to force change on anyone. Lizzo can gain another 100 pounds if she wants to. If that's what she likes and that's what makes her happy, do it. Go eat all you can eat. Go to every buffet you see on your tour. I promise you no one will care. No one should be offended by that because that's what she wants to do and that's how she wants to live. The fitness expert woman was trying to say that it's just not healthy, and no matter how you look at it, no matter how beautiful you think it is, you have to admit being overweight is unhealthy. Don't promote it as if it's like nothing wrong with being overweight. And there's also nothing wrong. Being underweight is unhealthy. It's the same, like if someone told me like having dreads was unhealthy, I wouldn't try to like say you're dread shaming this, and I'm gonna have these no matter what. If I want them and I think they look cool and I think they look good on me, so be it. It shouldn't bother anyone on what someone decides to look like, right? It doesn't affect you. That's you. That's what you want to look like and that makes you happy. Do your thing. It won't change the way people listen to Lizzo's music if she gains weight. It won't change it if she loses weight. It shouldn't affect the music at all, right? But for some reason, when it comes to her, no matter what, it's about that. And I think that's really the thing of it. It's not about people hating fat people. Nobody should hate fat people. That's wrong. Nobody should tell you how much weight you should be. That's also wrong. You can't control other people's weight. But what is realistic is saying that a factual thing is overweight people are more likely to get certain diseases. Overweight people are more likely. You can't think of an overweight. I would dare you to name one older overweight person. I'm not talking about like your auntie that's in her 40s, that's like 250. No. I'm talking like 300 plus pound overweight elderly. I'm talking Golden Girls age, right? If you can name one person like that, I will be impressed. You can't, because more than likely that weight is going to cause health problems. Name one very underweight 50 plus, same thing. Name one underweight person, you're not. That weight is going to cause health problems. And when someone says that, it's not attacking fat people, it's not attacking skinny people, it's not hating them, it's just a factual stat. And I'm not going to showcase stats like, oh well, 90% of people at this, you know, it's like, you know what it is and I know what it is, right? I don't need to bore you with that. I think I got my point across pretty clearly at this point. And if you agree with it, cool. And if you disagree with it and you feel some kind of way, also cool. But it doesn't change the fact that what was said was actually not that far off from being right. No one was saying that you're going to live some perfect life if you're at this weight. There's still a chance that you can get any disease at any weight, right? It doesn't matter, right? But you can lower the chances or you can raise the chances. It's up on you. That's what the fitness expert was trying to say. And I don't think she was wrong in trying to say it. I think she was just wrong in how she said it. And again, I say, no matter how you look at it, it's a fact. You can't really get mad about a fact. You feel how you want to feel, but that's the truth. And the truth hurts, right? That's the song name, right? The truth hurts. Sometimes it sucks to get reality put in your face like that, but it is what it is. As far as the L goes to anyone who tries to turn statistical information into like fat shaming and like this is wrong and cancel culture. All of that, that is where the L goes. I don't have anyone specific. I don't think anyone. Maybe you can say, okay, Jillian Michaels gets the L for the way she worded what she said. But the L also goes to the people who turned it into like a fatphobe and body shaming conversation when in reality it's not even about that. It never was about that. Before I end this whole thing, make sure you go and follow my newly created IG. I think I'm gonna put it down here. It might be like up somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but yeah, make sure you go follow my IG. Follow me on Twitter at the L of the Day for both accounts. As far as this video goes, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on the video. Let me know how you feel about the entire conversation down in the comments below. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to join me and the famous few as we try to determine what's wrong and what's right and figure out this thing we call life. As for me, I have nothing left to say. So with all of that being said, this has been your L of the
Who else was gonna love me? Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing. Bom, bom, bom.